this thing is probably going to go down as one of my favorite accessories for my e-bike. And it works so well, I actually bought 2 of them. This thing's a tire inflator. And so in some of my other videos, people saw me using an air compressor to air up my tires, and a lot of people said you should never use an air compressor on tires. And the biggest reason is because the output of the air compressor is so sudden, you can actually pop an inner tube with that. Well, you can adjust air compressors down so that the pressure coming out isn't as great, but this thing is it's a low volume air pump, and it doesn't put out a lot of shock in terms of the initial surge of air. And so I found that it works perfect. The great thing about this is it's got a meter on it, and I set it to PSIs. I tell it what air pressure I want it to go to, and the thing automatically stops when it gets there. It's battery powered, but it also comes with an adapter in case you want to put it on a 12 volt outlet like that's in your car, and you can run it straight off that. So you hook this up just like it's the battery. But I've got a battery on here now, and you don't have to charge it very often because it just doesn't use up a lot of power. But it turns out that this thing has been great for my cars, also my side-by-sides, my 3-wheeler, and it's worked great on everything. Things where I couldn't haul my compressor around and fill up the different things because I had them at different locations. So I actually bought one for home that I started with, and then I bought one for another location, and it's working great so far. But I'm going to show you how I use it on my e-bike tires. Okay, so this tube stem looks like a normal bicycle tube stem, but actually it's an e-bike tube stem, which is literally no difference at all. So any stem, whether it's a tire on a car, whether it's on a side-by-side, whether it's on the bike here, it's the same. So no issues there. This pump, I'm going to turn it on, and maybe you can read that. It's at PSIs 00. So I run this at 28 pounds. So I'm going to set that to 28 right there. Now I have found that this gauge on here is really finicky. It moves really quickly. So sometimes I'll have to press the button on this thing twice to get it to 28. Sometimes it stops at 27.5. That really doesn't bother me if it's a half pound off, to be honest. But it'll get you right where you want to go to. So it's got the standard kind of lock. This is pretty common, right? Standard, get it on the valve, push that down. And so it tells me right now that I'm at 27 pounds. I push it, it stopped at 28. That's 28 PSIs right there. And that's literally how it works. And this little guy fills up all the tires. Now, the tires are fat bike tires, and I've got slime in them. I've got liners in them. They're all seated well, but over the course of about 2 weeks, I'll lose a few pounds of pressure on these things. So every couple weeks, I'll top these off with this Avid power pump. And during our move, I actually got rid of my compressor because my garage, as you'll see in some upcoming videos, is just a little bit smaller than it was before, my workshop area. So I just needed to downsize a few things. One of the things I got rid of was my compressor, and I thought maybe this thing would replace everything for what I do. I don't put on roofs, I don't build houses, I don't frame houses, so I don't really need too large of an air source. And so far this thing is working awesome. So if you want to do the manual pump on air and you'd like something automatic, that thing, it runs, it's probably in the high $50 range, just like that, and well worth it. It's got great reviews, and I'll put a link below. But if you're interested, it's a great source for making sure that your tire pressure is exactly where you want it, and it takes a second to turn it on and get them up to snuff, and then we're ready to ride. Hope this helps. If you found this video interesting or informative, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button or the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.